Good evening. My name is Amy Lynn Meyerson. I'm the president of the Connecticut Bar Association. We are so pleased that you're joining us for the CBA's 2020 Celebrate with the Stars. Our Masters of Ceremonies tonight is our CBA Executive Director, Keith Soresi. Welcome, Keith.
Thank you, Amy. I would like to welcome Amy's comment and welcoming everyone to this exciting event. It's our 7th annual Celebrate with the Stars. In addition, it's our first time that we've gone virtual. We were very fortunate at the beginning of this process to record some of the testimonials before the pandemic hit. Unfortunately, when the pandemic hit, we had to rely on everyone to record their own testimonies. And I must say, everyone rallied greatly, and we really appreciate the time and effort that went in to making this evening a success. However, with new ventures, there always comes some glitches. We hopefully anticipated most of them, but some of them we may not have, and so we ask that you work with us. To do that, number one, we have two individuals on the CBA staff, Ashley Morelli and Dominique Jadev, and they will be hosting most of the technical aspects of this. So if you have any questions or concerns or something's not working, please contact them, and you can contact them by the chat that you've feature that you see on the bottom of your screen. Just as you hit chat, look for Ashley or Dominique's name and they can assist you. In addition, we are going to mute everyone, so it helps with with us moving forward. So as you will be muted for the presenters and the awardees, we will unmute you immediately so that you will have the opportunity to speak, obviously. So we thank you for your patience. We also ask people, if you can, to turn off your video stream. That helps with our bandwidth. Right now we have 199 people that are joining us. We expect more to participate. Quite a few have signed up. So that is helpful to all of us if you could turn off your video. Obviously for the presenters and the awardees, please make sure your video stays on so that we can see you. In addition, all of the videos that are being presented tonight will be uploaded on our YouTube channel so that you will have access to them. They will go live right after the ceremony. Hopefully you have received already the link. If you have not, make sure you contact Ashley Morelli again. And as of the end of this event, you will be able to see and review all of the presentations once again. And so we think that's a wonderful thing. Before we begin the whole presentation though, I would be remiss if I did not recognize the sponsors of this program. As you can see on your screen, our headline sponsor is Kronholm Insurance Services, part of Brown & Brown team. The gold sponsor, Quinnipiac University Law. Silver sponsor, Green & Sklarts, LLC. And our supporter sponsor is George W. Crawford Black Bar Association. I know I speak for the officers when I say that we are very grateful to all of our sponsors to help us make these events possible. With that said, it is my pleasure to announce that we have with us John Kronholm from Kronholm Insurance Services, which is again our headline sponsor. And I'd like to turn the time over to John for a few words. He's been a friend and a supporter for many years of the CBA, and we are always very appreciative. John?
Yeah, thank you, Keith. Very proud to be a longstanding partner with the bar and sponsor of tonight's event. We just want to congratulate all the award recipients and you know, take a moment to reflect on all the good work that they have done during the year. And this is a great night that the bar has, you know, done now for 7 years, as Keith said. And just congratulations to all. I hope everyone remains healthy and well during this somewhat chaotic time, and be well. Thank you.
Thank you, John, for taking the time to join us tonight. And now we can proceed with the portion of the event that we've all been waiting for. And it is my pleasure to start off by introducing our immediate past president, Ndidi Moses. Ndidi?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I want to first start off by thanking all of you for coming to this event virtually. I know this has been a difficult year for everyone. with all the different changes and adjustments that we've had to make. But I want to thank you for sticking with us. I want to thank the officers, the awards committee, the past presidents of the CBA, the Board of Governors, the House of Delegates, current and previous award recipients. I want to thank your families for just working with us as we make adjustments. A listing of all the dedicated leaders can be found in the program PDF that was sent to you with the Zoom link for this event by email. Thank you again to the awards committee. We had a couple of new additions this year, and a couple people stayed on from last year. Thank you for those who stayed on from prior years and those who agreed to continue this responsibility. But a special thank you goes out to Nikki and Cherie, who've done an amazing job with the awardees this year and provided amazing guidance as we were trying to adjust and change gears at the last minute. As you know, this event should have occurred in April of this year, so thank you everyone for bearing with us. I'd also like to give a special thanks to those who volunteered for the October Pro Bono Clinic in 2019. This initiative has a very important place in my heart because it was spearheaded the year I chaired the Pro Bono Committee. And thanks to the brilliance of our members and actually Keith Stressy, whose idea this was, it has exceeded my expectations. It was extremely successful last year, and I encourage all of you to volunteer again this year, and I expect it to be even more amazing this year. More information about this virtual clinic will be available later this summer. We would now like to take a moment to honor the attorneys observing their 50th anniversary of their admission to the practice of law in Connecticut. Their names can be found in the program that was sent to you. Their 50-year pins will be forthcoming. Congratulations again to all of you, and thank you for your service to the bar and the people of Connecticut. In preparation for this evening's presentation, we reached out to friends and colleagues of our recipients and recorded their remarks about the award winners. We greatly appreciate everyone who took the time out of their day to record, including those who recorded their video via Zoom while the CBAs, while our offices were closed due to the social distancing guidelines that we were trying to adhere to. We watched the video testimonials first, and then each awardee winner, we'll first watch the video testimonials first, and each award winner will say a brief thank you. To start out, it gives me great pleasure to present this evening's first award, the Henry J. Nerik Award, to the Honorable Alvin Thompson. Congratulations, Judge Thompson. You have been a mentor to me and a major fan of mine since he helped me through law school when I interned with him. This award barely touches how amazing you are as a judge and as a person.
It is my honor to present the Henry J. Nerik Judiciary Award. This award honors the distinguished legacy of Judge Nerik by recognizing a Connecticut jurist who has made substantial contributions to the administration of justice and whose exceptional service exemplifies integrity, selflessness, and conscientious fidelity to the judicial role. Judge Thompson is this year's very deserving honoree. As a young business lawyer at Robinson & Cole, Judge Thompson combined an unmatched work ethic, a rigorous attention to detail, and a gentle, assuring presence that made him immensely valuable to his clients. These same characteristics led to his election as Robinson's managing partner at the age of 38. At the time, the Hartford Courant reported that Judge Thompson was one of only 4 partners of color in Connecticut's major law firms and the first to lead such a firm. In 1994, he was nominated by President Clinton to serve as a United States District Judge in Connecticut, presiding as Chief Judge from 2009 to 2013. Judge Thompson has served in leadership positions with the American Bar Association, the Second Circuit Judicial Council, and has dedicated his expertise and time to countless charitable organizations, including the First Church of Christ in Hartford, the Salvation Army, and the Connecticut Health Foundation. Among his most valuable contributions to our profession has been the unique care he takes to mentor young lawyers who he hires as his law clerks, including me. Through his example, Judge Thompson has taught his law clerks, many of whom come from communities that are underrepresented in our profession, to be fair-minded, thorough, humane, and faithful to the law, even when, especially when, it requires a result that may be different than the one you personally prefer. To his courtroom, Judge Thompson brings that rare quality that the best judges have: humility. He doesn't care at all for the trappings of his office. What he cares about is that he discharges his authority properly, in conformance with his oath, and in a manner that gives all parties confidence that the legal system has addressed their case fairly. One of Judge Thompson's former law clerks recalled this story, which I think captures Judge Thompson, the judge, and the person. A man convicted of narcotics offenses was before Judge Thompson for sentencing. He had been detained since his arrest and did not speak any English. At sentencing, a question arose about whether he had spent time in prison in Puerto Rico for the same underlying offenses. The defense lawyer had not focused on this issue, and other judges might have thought it was a late, desperate ploy to avoid jail. But Judge Thompson took it seriously. He continued the sentencing hearing and instructed the Assistant United States Attorney to look into it. Sure enough, the AUSA confirmed that the man had spent time in jail in Puerto Rico for the same offenses and had likely spent more time in jail than was necessary. Judge Thompson ordered that he be released immediately. Then, after adjourning court, Judge Thompson invited the man back to his chambers, went into his closet, and handed him his own clothes so that the man could leave the courthouse in civilian clothing rather than the prison jumpsuit. Judge Thompson is an excellent judge and as fine a person as will ever preside in an American courtroom. Congratulations, Judge.
Judge Thompson is the very model of judicial temperament. He's wise and even-handed, whether managing court cases, arbitrating disputes among his children, or managing a difficult law clerk like me. He works incredibly hard, often late into the night, and he does this not only with patience, but with humor and with love. Indeed, when I was his law clerk, an agitated pro se party shouted insults at him and stormed out of court. In a response, he simply said, in that calming voice, "Good day, ma'am." We are so privileged to have him as a jurist and a colleague and a friend.
Judge Thompson, congratulations on this award. I can't imagine anyone who is more deserving of this recognition. You're a judge of extraordinary dignity and grace, and embody an unusual balance of strength and kindness, thoughtfulness, determination, and patience. In this time of tremendous unrest in our country, you stand out, a beacon of hope. You resonate with everyone who has had the good fortune to step into your courtroom. You resonate as justice in action and are both deeply beloved and deeply respected. The people of Connecticut have benefited, so benefited from your wisdom and your dedication. We are forever grateful. Congratulations again on this most well-deserved recognition and honor.
Congratulations, Judge Thompson.
Here we go. So, thank you, Ndidi, and thank you, Chris, Sarah, and Deidre. The fact that we are a nation of laws is a key ingredient defining the character of our society, and it has a major impact on the lives of the people of our country on a daily basis. First, as a practicing lawyer, and now as a judge, I have felt privileged to be part of a profession that guarantees that people in our country know what their legal rights are and seeks to ensure that they are treated fairly and receive the benefits afforded by those rights. As a judge, I have found it not only satisfying, but personally enriching to strive to put aside my personal views and preferences and find facts and apply the law fairly and impartially, hoping to further the goal of equal justice for all. I believe people in our country expect that the ultimate goal of our laws and our legal system should be justice. But while they may agree that the ultimate goal should be justice, they frequently disagree about what constitutes justice. In that context, lawyers can make important contributions to our society by being role models of how to disagree without being disagreeable, and for how to engage in critical thinking and make informed decisions. I encourage you to do so. I thank my family for all that each of them has done over the years to support me personally and professionally, and to keep me grounded. And I would like to also acknowledge the many contributions of my law clerks, past and present, who make up my chambers family. My thanks also go to the other judges of the district court for being such wonderful colleagues. Finally, I thank all of you for arranging to be with us this evening.
Thank you, Judge Thompson. Now, President Amy Lilland Myerson will present the next two awards.
Thanks, Indy. Congratulations, Judge Thompson. I'm pleased to present this year's Edward F. Hennessy Professionalism Award to the Honorable Kenneth L. Schlueger.
Hello, I'm Omar Williams. On behalf of the Professionalism Committee and my co-chair, Attorney Tim Sheeran, I'm proud to present this year's Edward F. Hennessy Professionalism Award. The award honors a CBA member who has enhanced the public's perception of the legal profession through a dedication to its highest ideals and standards. This year's recipient is Judge Kenneth Schlueger. Judge Schlueger began practicing law in 1980 and has been on the bench for 16 years, currently serving as presiding judge for the Family Division of the New London Judicial District. Highly regarded for his dedicated service on the bench, Judge Schlueger also has served as a mentor, a mock trial coach, a guest speaker at various schools, and a bridge between the bench and the bar. He started a middle school program through which he and local attorneys introduce legal concepts, invite students into court, and inspire young people to picture themselves practicing law. An active member of local and statewide bar associations, Judge Schlueger most recently co-chaired the Professionalism Committee. He remains a helpful resource and a model of professionalism. Congratulations, Judge Schlueger, and thank you for your service.
I view Judge Schlueger's selection for the 2020 Edward F. Hennessy Professionalism Award as a long overdue recognition of the extraordinary contributions he has made to the profession, both when he was in private practice and as a member of the judiciary. The Hennessy Award, as we know, is intended to recognize those who have demonstrated over their careers the level of integrity, character, competence, ethics, and civility for which its namesake was known. That very simply is what Judge Schlueger is all about. His give back to the profession has been truly remarkable and manifests his enduring love for our great profession. And as any lawyer having a case on Judge Schlueger's docket will confirm, he never ever forgot what it was like to be a practicing attorney. Judge Schlueger's career illustrates all that is good about our profession, and few, if any, would be more deserving of the Edward F. Hennessy Professionalism Award. Congratulations, Judge Schlueger.
Ken Schlueger is a good and honest and thoughtful and empathic human being. I can think of no one who deserves this honor more than him. He's known to me and everyone who went through bar leadership as a person you can call anytime for anything, and his answer is always, when do you want it? He has served us for over 20 years in a variety of circumstances. His most recent win was a wonderful program, a boot camp for new lawyers. He attracted a wonderful faculty, and these are people who are subject matter and procedure experts, as well as experts in ethics and the practice of law. And they're all there giving of their time because Ken asked them. I want to tell you a brief and personal story to illustrate what a kind man he is. I cared for my elderly mother. Ken didn't know her, but he knew me, and he knew I was struggling, dealing with the pressures. Every time I saw him, the first thing he said was, how is your mother? I mean, it just touched me. I've never forgotten that. I can think of no one who deserves this more than Ken, and I congratulate him and his family on this richly deserved award.
Schlueger was unable to join us this evening, but he did ask to express his gratitude through pre-recorded comments.
Thank you, Judge Williams, and I want to thank my good friends and role models, Lou Pepe and Mark Dubois, both past recipients of this award, for that generous introduction. I'm honored to be receiving this prestigious award tonight. But more importantly, I'm gratified that we have such an award, recognizing the importance of professionalism, civility, and ethics in the practice of law. What we do is so much more than a business or a trade. It's a calling of the highest degree. What we do affects the lives and the liberties of countless individuals and their families. Our legal system is a reflection of who we are as a country, and we're a role model to the rest of the world. In a word, our work matters. And so, as I accept this award, which recognizes the importance of professionalism in the law, I encourage all of you to raise the bar in what we do in the practice of law each and every day. Thank you.
Congratulations, Judge Schlueger. It gives me great pleasure to present this year's Tapping Reeve Legal Educator Award to Jennifer G. Brown of Quinnipiac University School of Law.
The Tapping Reeve Legal Educator Award is presented to a member of the Connecticut Bar Association who, in his or her capacity as faculty or instructor of one of the 4 area law schools, has contributed greatly to the cause of legal education. This year's recipient is Professor Jennifer Gerarda Brown. Professor Brown has distinguished herself as a legal educator with her expertise in the fields of alternative dispute resolution, professional responsibility, sexual orientation, and gender identity issues, among many others. Professor Brown became faculty in 1994, and in 1997, Professor Brown was named as Quinnipiac's Director of the Center on Dispute Resolution. She served in that capacity until 2013, when she became Dean of Quinnipiac's Law School. Additionally, Professor Brown has distinguished herself as a scholarly writer. Her scholarly achievements include authoring numerous publications and articles, as well as contributions to many books. Professor Brown currently serves as the interim provost and executive vice president of Quinnipiac University. However, this August, I'm happy to report Professor Brown will once again return to her post as Dean of Quinnipiac University's Law School. Her presence and tireless efforts remain invaluable to the law school, the faculty, its students past and present, and to the legal community. I am proud to have been one of her students. I am privileged to have worked with her in various capacities, and I am truly honored to call her friend. Congratulations, Professor Brown.
You know, it's so appropriate that Dean Brown is getting this award because not all deans are educators, some are just great administrators, and she is that. But she's also a really good educator and mentor. When you have an issue or challenge or problem and you walk into her office, she will listen to you, she will consider it deeply, she'll kind of tilt her head to the side, and that big, warm, bright, generous smile will come across her face, and she'll lead you through the questions you need to ask to get to your solution. She will teach you to fish in the process. And to me, that's the mark of a great educator. She cares about each person who comes in front of her, and she tries to make them better. She cares about their future and where they're going and their story and where they've been. She invests in you, and she'll be your greatest champion, your greatest ally. Dean Brown is also so passionate about the things she cares about in her advocacy for the LGBTQ community and other disenfranchised groups, in her legal research and writing. And her passion and her infectious drive is something that she passes on to her students. And the things that you are passionate about, she will be passionate about with you. The things that you care about deeply, she will care about as well. Congratulations, Jennifer Brown, from all of us whom you have taught and mentored and led. You are so deserving of this honor.
Congratulations to my friend and colleague Jennifer Brown on receiving the 2020 Tapping Reeve Legal Educator Award. In addition to her 25 years on the faculty of the Quinnipiac School of Law, Jennifer has taught law at Harvard, at Georgetown, at Emory, at the University of Illinois, and at Yale. Jennifer is an accomplished writer on a number of topics, including alternative dispute resolution and LGBTQ issues. She was a leader in the successful effort to make same-sex marriage the law in the state of Connecticut. But what makes Jennifer most deserving of this award is not what she has accomplished, but how she has gone about it. With dedication and with hard work, certainly, but also with an unwavering eye towards educating, as she says, the whole lawyer. Jennifer encourages her students to think like a lawyer, but to feel like a human being, to bring the whole of their personal experiences to their legal work. This approach supports not only excellent scholarship, but also diversity and creativity in our profession, qualities we need in our legal community now more than ever. So congratulations, Jennifer, on this well-deserved recognition.
Congratulations, Jennifer.
Thank you so much. I'm very appreciative to the Connecticut Bar Association for this recognition. I want to thank Maggie, Arunan, and Jane for those very kind words. I want to congratulate my fellow honorees tonight, particularly Judge Schlueger, who has himself contributed to legal education quite a bit through the work he did chairing a task force for the CBA on the future of legal education, which I think was quite impactful and really generated a lot of great thought. I'm very grateful to my spouse, Ian Ayers, who is also a law professor and a wonderful role model to me about what it means to be a great legal educator. And I want to thank my colleagues at Quinnipiac, particularly at the central administration, the presidents, the past president, John Leahy, the current president, Judy Altman, who've been so supportive of the law school and all my time there, and also my colleagues at the law school, the faculty and staff at Quinnipiac Law, who work so hard every day and who bring that quality of scrappiness to the work that they do at the law school. They're anything but complacent, and they're always thinking about what their purpose is, how they can continue to move legal education forward. You know, I think we're facing a lot of very serious challenges in our profession. Legal education is no different. I think the way forward is not completely certain, but the CBA has been such a fantastic partner to us at Quinnipiac Law that I look forward to working with you all to move forward and to continue to educate tomorrow's lawyers. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jennifer. The next award this evening is the John Eldredge Shields Distinguished Professional Service Award. I am pleased to bestow this year's award to John Rose, Jr.
The John Eldredge Shields Distinguished Professional Service Award is presented to a CBA member who has performed outstanding service through or on behalf of the CBA for the benefit of the legal community and the community at large. This year's recipient of the Shields Award is John Rose Jr. Attorney Rose has worked for more than half a century in his chosen profession of the law. His distinguished career includes his service as the top lawyer for the city of New Haven and for the city of Hartford, the first Black partner in a major Connecticut law firm, and a member of the state's Judicial Selection Commission. He is a founder of the George W. Crawford Black Bar Association and the Connecticut Law Firm Group, now the Lawyers Collaborative for Diversity. Congratulations, John. Thank you for your extraordinary service to the community and the legal profession.
John Rose Jr. is a pioneer in the legal profession and was once affectionately cloaked the godfather of the law. I had the pleasure of serving as his deputy while he was the corporation counsel for the city of New Haven, and I witnessed firsthand his brilliance and passion. But my relationship with John goes back well before that time. He has been a friend and mentor to me for over a decade. I would love to brag about that, but the truth is that John has taken on this role with so many attorneys in the state, and some for much longer. John defines professional service. He has not only been an active member of the Connecticut Bar Association, serving in several different capacities, but he is also a founding member and past president of the state's Black Bar Association, and is literally the reason why the state has a Lawyers Collaborative for Diversity, having recruited Carolyn Hepsgard from Boston to create the organization here in Connecticut. His impact on the legal profession in Connecticut is immeasurable. John answers every call to service and is never too busy to participate on a panel or a board or be a guest speaker. He also lends a friendly ear and sage advice whenever asked, and sometimes voluntarily. I take great pleasure in celebrating John Rose Jr. as he receives the John Eldredge Shields Distinguished Professional Service Award. John, you deserve this and so much more.
Oh, many of you know that John and I have had a wonderful relationship since my coming to Connecticut. John has brought his powerful juice to Connecticut's legal community for many, many years with his principles that he lives by. And I thought that saying he brought the juice is a great way of really speaking to the things that John has done. The J, justice for all. I need not tell you how that matters for John Rose. When we go to U, his ability to unify programs, organizations, and individuals around many just causes is all about John. I, inclusion, including everyone, no matter their race, gender, age, ethnicity, political bent, you name it, he's there. C, collaborator, bringing the richness of different experiences and thought to the table for the best possible outcomes for any situation. We all know that John is there. E, he is always engaged in whatever he does, standing for equality as well. So when you say juice, think of John Rose. John is truly thoughtful and resilient, and I know he is determined to continue bringing the juice to Connecticut's legal community. Congratulations, John. I am so very proud of you and wonderfully happy to be a part of this tonight.
Now, congratulations, John. Before we hear from John, I'd first like to thank audience member Michael Van Dierveen, grandson of John Eldredge Shields, for joining us this evening. We're happy to have you this evening. Hopefully next year you can join us in person. We've also received a surprise video from John, another favorite person that I have from John's family. John, as you know, you are a giant in the legal community, and you have been such a mentor to me, and you are so deserving of this award. And I want to just have you watch this video, which is a surprise for you, I believe.
Congratulations, Daddy, on your Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm so sorry I can't be there. I'm so sorry you can't be there, that nobody's there. This bird is very sorry that it can't be there. I'm so proud of everything that you have accomplished and continue to accomplish, and I know this won't be the last award. I love you very much, and I hope to see you soon.
Congratulations, John. You may give your remarks.
Thank you very much. You have brought tears to my eyes. Oh, God. Hello. I'm old enough to have known and to have practiced against and with John Eldredge Shields, and to have known of his involvement with the bar, and to have known a great many of the worthy recipients of this award named for him. I want to thank the Bar Association, Senator Chris Murphy, and Secretary of State Denise Merrill for their respective honors and congratulations. I began practicing in Connecticut in 1966, right after law school. It is remarkable to me that the Constitution state, the Constitution state, as late as 1969-70, I could be or was the first Black to be a member of a law firm of more than 5 lawyers. And that I could be as well the first Black partner there in this state. I'm proud of the fact that I was the first Black lawyer member of the Judicial Selection Commission, and I thank former US Senator Meskel for that. I am especially thrilled that some 9 to 10 talented women and men of color who came before the commission while I was there became state and even appellate and federal judges. Perhaps a crowning achievement of my lawyer years was as corporation counsel for both Hartford and New Haven. I don't think anybody has ever done that before. Tonight, I am with Lynn Magliari, Paul and Carolyn Golden Hebsgaard at their home. Some 16 years ago, Carolyn and I and some of the state's best lawyers and law firms founded what has become the Lawyers Collaborative for Diversity. For that creation, I am most proud. I want to thank you for this honor, and good night.
Thank you, John. Now I introduce you to President-elect Cecil J. Thomas to present the next award.
Thank you, Ndidi. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I am pleased to present this year's Charles J. Parker Legal Services Award to Erin E. Kempel, the Executive Director of the Connecticut Fair Housing Center.
I'm happy to announce that the 2020 recipient of the Charles J. Parker Award is presented to Erin Kempel, Executive Director of the Connecticut Fair Housing Center. The Parker Award is given to a Connecticut attorney and Bar Association member who demonstrates a deep and abiding interest and dedication to the delivery of legal services to the disadvantaged in Connecticut. Erin demonstrates these qualities and exemplifies the spirit of Charles Parker each day. The Connecticut Fair Housing Center provides free, investigative, and legal services to those who believe they have been the victim of housing discrimination, both as a highly skilled attorney and in her role as executive director. Erin works tirelessly to promote the mission of the center and ensure that all people have access to housing opportunities in Connecticut, free from discrimination. Erin's entire legal career has been dedicated to representing the disadvantaged and low-income communities, first through her work in legal services and fair housing in Massachusetts, and happily for Connecticut since 2003 as Executive Director of the Connecticut Fair Housing Center. Erin is not only a top-notch litigator, but she provides crucial and effective leadership as the center has grown from a small regional office to a national leader in fair housing and foreclosure litigation and advocacy. I think Erin would agree that one of her great achievements while growing the organization has been to surround herself with a fantastic team of talented and dedicated attorneys and advocates. Erin is a creative and visionary leader. Connecticut is lucky to have her. On behalf of the Connecticut Bar Association and the Connecticut legal community, congratulations, Erin.
My name is Greg Kirschner, and I've been given the privilege of saying a few words about my friend and colleague, Erin Kempel, on the occasion of her receipt of the Charles J. Parker Legal Services Award. Erin's career has been singly focused on ensuring access to housing and creation of a less racist and more equitable society. Beyond fierce direct representation of clients facing eviction or housing discrimination, Erin has made her career about building a movement to fight for fair housing. With Erin as its executive director, the Connecticut Fair Housing Center has expanded its capacity more than threefold and expanded its impact through complex and innovative litigation, legislative advocacy, and community engagement. But if I know anything about Erin, it is that she deeply regrets this work needs to continue. It is said the arc of history bends towards justice, but we know as it does so, it moves more like a tide with ebbs and flows, inspiring progress and bitter retreats. If I know anything else about Erin, is that she would be disappointed if I use this opportunity to talk about her rather than the movement. Recent events have highlighted how far we need to go in the work that Erin has championed. Responses to the economic and jobs crisis caused by the pandemic threaten to exacerbate racial wealth disparities rather than aid those most in need as a result of structural racism. And it is only after the most profound cruelties are played out before our eyes and people take to the streets in countless numbers across the country that policymakers offer anything more than lip service about dismantling the structural racism that infects so many of our institutions. So if we were together, I would encourage you to give Erin a hand for her achievements and deserved receipt of this award. But more importantly, and more meaningfully for her, I would encourage you to lend her a hand. Think about how structural racism may impact your work. Reflect on it in your personal life. Commit to being anti-racist. Don't let this moment of awareness pass. As so eloquently put by the Broadside Singers in an earlier tumultuous time, for the dream never ending, you can hear the voices blending, loud and clear their echoes sending, carry it on. Congratulations, Erin. Carry it on.
Erin and I worked together at Western Mass Legal Services for a bunch of years doing housing law, and she was so passionate and so heavily emotionally invested in the rights of our clients as she defended them against evictions, as she defended them against gentrification, as she defended them trying to get them rent subsidies so that they could afford their rent. It was always clear that Erin was a true champion of low-income tenants, marginalized communities, vulnerable populations. And although we missed her terribly when she left Western Mass, we knew that it was time for her to take charge of her own place and put her own stamp on it. So I will leave you with a couple of images of Erin that I hope you'll enjoy. One is Erin and me driving through the streets of Springfield during a particularly rough time for tenants who were going through some demolitions and trying to figure out how to make up petitions to appoint receivers to save buildings in downtown Springfield. And we successfully did that with Erin taking the lead. And I will now leave you finally with my observation about why Erin is such a great leader and a true visionary. Erin has always figured out how to couple poverty law with civil rights work, and she has always understood the connections between working against poverty and working for civil rights to make justice for all a reality. So to the Connecticut Fair Housing Center, congratulations on having chosen a great leader. To the Bar Association, you made a good call when you gave her this award.
Congratulations, Erin. Speaking for myself and what I've had the opportunity to observe, I know Erin to be an impactful and an inspiring leader, and extremely dedicated and passionate advocate for the most vulnerable of our residents. Congratulations, Erin.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate receiving this award, and am humbled to be presented with an award that has been presented to so many people in the vanguard of legal services in Connecticut. Having said that, I must also acknowledge the recent passing of Dave Pelz, who retired from Greater Hartford Legal Aid just last year, and who was a recipient of this award in 2016. Dave was a true champion of justice for people who are low income and was a mentor to so many of us who have been providing legal assistance to marginalized community. I also want to thank my colleagues, both current and past, who have mentored and taught and worked alongside me during my career. Would not be where I am today without Faye Racklin, who you just heard from, and her willingness to meet me in the bathroom when we were both young lawyers to cry over victories and defeat, or just because it was a hard day. Greg Kirschner, who is currently the legal director of the Connecticut Fair Housing Center, keeps me grounded and has prevented me from quitting many times over the years that we have worked together, when I am at the same time not preventing him from quitting over some injustice that we have not been able to address. But I also have to really thank the staff at the Connecticut Fair Housing Center, who have made it possible for me to receive this award through their innovation and consistent hard work, while too often I just stand up and take credit for their achievements. But mostly I really want to thank my family, my son Daniel, who has had to put up with many angry outbursts and bad moods when I'm frustrated by budgets that don't balance, officials that won't listen, or a society that does not value people who are Black, brown, disabled, or otherwise marginalized. I want to thank my brothers and their partners and all of their children for being willing to step in when work has kept me from helping with family obligations. And finally, I want to thank my parents, who taught me to understand that I did not earn the privileges that I have. My privilege has been conferred by society based on my race or my income or my legal status or my education. And instead of believing that my privilege was mine alone, I was taught to use the privilege I was given, not for my own benefit, but to benefit people who are not given what I have. So I want to especially thank my mother, who gave me the words, and my father, who gave me the ideas. Thank you.
Congratulations, Erin. As you know, I'm a big fan of yours, so I'm so happy to receive or watch you receive this award. As you know, I think it's very well deserved.
Thank you so much.
The next award of the night is a Citizen of the Law Award, which I'm honored to present to another person I hold in high regard, Audrey B. Blondin.
The Connecticut Bar Association's Citizen of the Law Award acknowledges legal professionals who make significant contributions to the needy, the good of society, the environment, and our way of life. I am delighted to announce this year's recipient, my friend, Litchfield County Attorney Audrey Blondin. Together with her husband, Dr. Matthew Blondin, Audrey has devoted countless hours to VOSH, Volunteer Optometric Services to Humanity, a charitable organization seeking to provide the gift of vision and quality eye health to people worldwide. For nearly 2 decades, the Blondins organized and ran eye care clinics in Nicaragua, providing services to over 40,000 patients. This past June, they ran an eye care clinic mission in Emporia, Virginia, providing services to over 400 patients. MAP provides the professional eye care services, but it is Audrey who organizes the travel, creates clinic sites, arranges the needed supplies, and supervises the scores of volunteers. Beyond her law practice and charitable work, Audrey has served on the Judicial Selection Committee, as Secretary of the State Democratic Party, as a State Central Committee woman, and as a delegate to multiple state and national conventions. Devoted to her hometown, she has also served on Litchfield's Board of Selectmen. Congratulations, Attorney Blondin. We recognize you for your tireless charitable work helping people from Nicaragua to Virginia, as well as your devotion to your town, state, and country.
Hi, I'm Dr. Matthew Blondin, and I'm speaking to you from a VOSH clinic we're holding this year in San Juan del Sur, Nicaragua. My wife, Audrey, and I have been doing this for the last 20 years. And I just wanted to tell you what she has done. Almost every dollar we used to buy supplies, she raised personally. Every bag, every box, every pair of glasses we used all came from her. She supplies the logistics for our entire trip. I'm telling you, she's an angel. I don't know what else to say about her other than she deserves every award she could get. God bless her.
Audrey Blondin is so deserving of recognition because of her extensive public service. But she's also someone that volunteers in so many ways, helping charities. One of the things that she does that I so admire is she travels to Nicaragua with her husband, Matt Blondon, to provide eye care services to people in that very poor country. She's just an amazing person who gives so much of herself. Audrey, my friend, congratulations. This is an honor so well deserved, and we're so proud of you.
Congratulations, Audrey. As you know, I have nothing but the utmost love, respect, and admiration for you because of who you are, what you have done to help so many people, including me. I could probably spend the entire night thanking you for all the things you've done to help me through over the years. And I'm so happy to play a very small role in shining us bright light on you, to give the world a glimpse, a very small glimpse, into how truly lucky we are to know you and to have you in our lives. Thank you, Audrey.
I'm so, I'm crying. I'm so honored. I know you could talk.
Sure.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
My name is Dr. Matt Blondin. My wife and I have run an eye clinic in Nicaragua for 20 years. You know, we've taken care of over 50,000 patients that we've seen for free. And Audrey has been instrumental in raising every dime that we spend there, getting a hold of every pair of glasses we give out. She's just an amazing person. So it's an honor to speak on her behalf. She's terrific.
It's not too often that I'm speechless, but I really want. But I really wanted to thank Attorney Logan. We go back many decades of practice here in the Northwest corner. John Logan did a wonderful thing. And of course, the Lieutenant Governor, who we have been friends and political colleagues for, again, decades now. And all of her service and her dedication to all of us as members of the bar. But I often say that when I'm talking more politics than our volunteer work, it's always the we, not the me. And none of this would be possible without the volunteers over the years, the doctors, the students, all the other volunteers. Of course, my husband being the founder of Vosh, Connecticut, and our children. One of the things that means the most to us now as grandparents is the times over the last 20 years that we were able to bring our children with us on the missions and share in our share in those experiences. So that really it's really been it's really meant a lot to us. And I also really just have to thank the mission itself for the inspiration over the last 14 years for my husband and I to finally graduate with in May, which was virtual. I'm so sorry. From UConn with our master's in public health, which I said we never would have thought about without the inspiration from Vosh. And lastly, I made a note. I wanted to ask all of you to keep the people of Nicaragua in your thoughts and your prayers, because if any of you read the article on Sunday in the New York Times, in the front section of the New York Times, they're having a terrible time there. The struggle with the virus is going awful and very badly. There are many, many deaths, and there is our hearts and prayers go out to all of them. So I'm sorry to fall apart, but I'm very honored, and thank you so much. Must be getting old. Thank you again. And Dee, thank you for everything. And to all the members of the bar, thank you.
Congratulations, Audrey, and thank you for your inspired and passionate service. I'm honored to present this year's Citizen for the Law Award to Holocaust survivor and educator, Judith Altman.
The Citizen for the Law Award is presented to a person who is not employed in the legal area, but has made a significant contribution to the institution of justice and the law on a voluntary basis. These activities have been undertaken to advance the law for purely beneficial reasons, with little or no personal award and some personal sacrifice. This year's Citizen of the Law Award is presented to Holocaust survivor and human rights advocate Judith Altman. Judith was born in Czechoslovakia, which was invaded by the Nazis in 1939. After 5 years of living under occupation in 1944, she was arrested and separated from her father and transported to Auschwitz concentration camp. She was later transported to 2 more labor camps where she worked and was injured and became very ill with typhus before being liberated by the British in 1945. Judith has devoted her life to sharing her harrowing experience as a Holocaust survivor. She has shared her story with thousands of Connecticut school children and encourages them to stand up, seek justice, and speak out against intolerance. She has received numerous awards for her service, including the Anti-Defamation League's Daniel R. Ginsburg Humanitarian Award and an honorary doctorate from Fordham University. In 2018, Judith was integral in enacting legislation that requires the inclusion of Holocaust and genocide education in the social studies curriculum across the state. Thank you for sharing your story, Judith, and for spreading your message of tolerance and justice.
I first met Mrs. Altman in 2003, and she made an indelible impression on me. I then came to learn that she has done the same to countless, literally countless, of others as well. After the horrors she endured in occupied Czechoslovakia and in German concentration camps, Mrs. Altman certainly could have become bitter, selfish, and walled off from others. However, she did the opposite. Determined to use her energy for better things than hate, she's devoted her life to telling her story to school children, community groups, and other organizations so that the world will not forget what happened to her and to the millions of Holocaust victims. Mrs. Altman has certainly devoted her life to the protection of justice. She's chosen to repeatedly retell and relive the most horrific memories so that others, particularly students, will learn to stand up for what is right and stop injustice and cruelty when they see it. I can't imagine a larger sacrifice than suffering what she did as a childhood Holocaust survivor, and then willingly sharing her story over and over again to try to prevent a similar fate for anyone else. I am so grateful that I met Mrs. Altman. I thank her for her incredible strength and dedication, and I thank the Connecticut Bar Association for recognizing her as a citizen of the law.
This year's Citizen for the Law recipient is Holocaust survivor Dr. Judy Altman. Judy was arrested by Nazis in 1944 along with her entire family, whom she lost in concentration camps. As a survivor of one of the world's worst instances of genocide, Judy has devoted her life to telling her story to younger generations. One of the things she tells them is that not carrying a well of hate helps to save her. She explains, hate destroys you, not them, and she encourages students to use their energy for better things. Her 2 primary messages are, learn all you can because no one can take that away from you. And if you see any injustice in the world, stand up. Don't just say, it doesn't concern me. Judy tells students that if more people had done that, more Jews would be alive today. Every year, she shares her story and this message with thousands of students. At the age of 95, Judy typically attends at least 3 speaking engagements each week to tell her story. To date, she has reached over 80,000 students, mostly in Connecticut. Among numerous honors, Judy was recently awarded an honorary doctorate degree from Fordham University for her work. She is a member and leader of several Holocaust and human rights organizations, and earlier this year, she was featured in a History Channel special commemorating the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Nazi camps and the end of World War II. It's a pleasure to have her here and an honor to present her with the Connecticut Bar Association Citizen for the Law Award. Please welcome Dr. Judy Altman.
Congratulations, Judith. At a time when standing up and speaking out are more important now than ever, we must never forget. Thank you for the power of your witness and your testimony.
What can I say? I'm speechless. It brings me to tears. After all that, to be acknowledged like that, I want to thank the Connecticut Bar Association for a very distinguished award. I would also like to thank Danielle Edwards and Laura Beck for their kind introduction, and Laura's firm, Cummings & Lockwood, where I have been a client for many years. This brings me to just talk about what it means to have for people to go to a law firm and tell them their story, and they will defend her. I spend a lot of time educating young people, the events of what happened at the time, what it means to have no rights whatsoever. Last year I spoke to 53 schools, and it's the only way that they will know that unless they hear what discrimination and hate can do. In 2010, we took 80 students from the United States. We took them to Auschwitz, but their experience to see all those camps and to see what happened, that gave them an education that they will never, never forget. One of the students said to me, this is something that I will pass on to my children and to my grandchildren. The indifference and the intolerance to human beings, what we experience, what my parents, my family, the day I arrived in Auschwitz, I lost 24 members of my family. And just by luck that I was young and able to work, I was saved of going with them to the gas chamber. So it is the lucky thing that I made it. I know this audience is predominantly attorneys, and I thank God for justice that they will bring out and they will create, they will pass on. And it is important. I am so impressed and so appreciative for this honor. I cannot explain it. It makes me cry. And my motto in life is never give up. Keep the hope going. When there were days that we will not survive another day, and whether we'll be killed and the next morning, but we try to keep our mind and happy and keep hoping and hoping and hoping. And my motto is, and translated for Czech, vytrvat a nepovolit, hold out and never, never give up. This is what helped me survive, the hope and even in these times, in the last month, I was able to reach 2,200 students through Zoom or through other ways or on the telephone to tell them what it means to fight for it and to be kind to other people and to help other people as much as you can. So there are just no words to thank all of you for this great honor. This is something at the age of 95, to get this honor is unexplainable. I thank you very, very much for this great honor.
Thank you, Judith. It is us that are honored to be able to hear from you tonight. I now welcome our Vice President, Dan Horgan, to present the next award.
Thank you, Cecil. And to all the recipients tonight, you truly are awe-inspiring. I'm very proud to present the Young Lawyers Section Vanguard Award to two very worthy recipients.
The Young Lawyers Section Vanguard Award is typically presented to a current or former member of the CBA YLS Executive Committee who has made significant and outstanding contributions to the YLS and the Connecticut Bar Association for an extended period of time. Although the Vanguard Award is traditionally presented to just one deserving individual, I'm delighted to say this year, Attorney Austin Bursick-Johns and Attorney Joanna Cornefell are both being honored for their myriad experiences that are equally deserving of recognition and genuine thanks from the bar. The section would not be what it is today without their service and dedication to this organization. Both attorneys, Bursick-Johns and Cornefell, have served on the YLS EC for 8 years. Although they have participated in many local programs and events, their greatest contributions have been advocating for the Connecticut Bar on a national level, serving as elected ABA representatives for the House of Delegates and House of Representatives. Whether they were advocating for national policy change with congressional representatives at ABA Law Days or demonstrating Connecticut Bar's commitment to diversity, during their combined tenure, the CBA YLS was known as one of the most active affiliates of the ABA. These efforts, while impressive on a national scale, do not even touch on the significance of their outspoken advocacy within our state for the YLS and Bar Association as a whole to young lawyers, encouraging others to not stand by, but to invest their time and efforts in the bar to establish relationships, increase networking outlets, and contribute to our legal society and the public on a state and national level. They are the epitome of selfless mentors, wanting others to benefit from their experiences and generously passing on their knowledge and success. It's no surprise that, over their 8 years in YLS, these two lawyers recognized these wonderful traits in one another, fell in love, and are now married with a wonderful family. Thank you, Joanna and Austin, for all you have done for the section and for me personally over the years. I am so honored to call you colleagues, but also my very good friends. Congratulations.
Our first Vanguard Award recipient is Austin B. Johns.
I am pleased to speak on behalf of Austin Bursick-Johns. Austin is an amazing person, a fantastic lawyer, and he's been so dedicated to the Connecticut Bar Association. Austin served as a member of the ABA House of Delegates. He served as a member of the board for the New England Bar Association, and I just find him to be extremely funny, compassionate, and a tremendous advocate, not only for the profession, but also for young lawyers who continue to need guidance. Austin is a tremendous leader, and I am so thrilled that he is the recipient of the Vanguard Award.
Many people could speak to Austin's contributions to the Connecticut Bar Association. He is always generous with his time and talents. And I'm certain there are many more people who can talk about Austin's stellar career as a litigator. But I've known Austin since we were about 15 years old, and it has been my privilege to be his friend all of these years. And for all of his contributions to Connecticut's legal community, and for all of his ability as a lawyer, I can say that Austin is an even better person. He is, to quote Dickens, as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city ever knew. I'm honored to be a part of the same legal community as him. I can think of no one more deserving of the Vanguard Award, and with the notable exception of his wife, Joanna. Congrats, buddy. God bless.
I noted on Austin's webpage, he had the following quote, which I found very interesting. "It is the spirit and not the form of law that keeps justice alive. Supreme Court Justice Earl Warren. Austin's spirit and his zeal to help his clients and the community at large is certainly impressive. We are happy and lucky to have him on the CBA team, and we look forward to working with him in leading our organization into the future. Ladies and gentlemen, Austin B. Johns.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Amanda, Karen, and Jamie. And I have to say thank you to the fellow awardees on our virtual stage tonight. It's truly an honor to be in your company here. I recall when I joined the Young Lawyers section 8 years ago, a number of the members told me, you get out what you put in. And one wise man warned me I might even meet my future spouse in the YLS, which I did not believe at the time. In reflecting on the considerable time I've spent at YLS and CBA meetings and events and projects and so on since then, it occurred to me I have gotten far more in return for my efforts. When I first entered the legal profession, it was like walking into a dark room and being able to see very little. Now I can make out quite a bit in the room, and the CBA, as much as anything, has been like a light allowing me to slowly see. Of course, the legal knowledge I have gleaned from the YLS can't compare to the people it also brought into my life, best among them being my YLS wife and our YLS baby upstairs. So I'm truly grateful to be here with the Young Lawyers section in the company of the outstanding awardees we've heard from, and to be receiving the Vanguard Award on top of it all. Thank you.
Thank you, Austin. Our second Vanguard Award recipient is none other than Joanna Cornefell.
Joanna Cornefell has been on the executive committee for the Young Lawyers section since 2013. And in my recollection, at least, it seems that she has, in that time, been the director of everything. And she didn't just figure out how to do one job and do it over and over again. Every year, she threw her energy into something new and different with the same enthusiasm that she brought with her when she was a rookie. And in particular, her focus has consistently been on the Young Lawyers section's public service efforts, whether it was getting food donations for the less fortunate or organizing housing builds through Habitat for Humanity and physically picking up a hammer herself. She has been a driving, enthusiastic, and creative force for good through the Young Lawyers section in a way that has inspired others. And she's done it while being humble and not seeking recognition, although in this case, recognition has found her anyway. My experience in the Young Lawyers section would not have been the same without Joanna, and I can't thank her enough for her years of work and for the friendship that we have developed. And so I wish congratulations to Joanna. Thank you.
I've had the pleasure of knowing Joanna since she first started her legal career when our paths first crossed as adversaries. I now have the privilege of calling her a friend and colleague. In the time I've known Joanna, I've watched with great admiration as she has been a constant and significant contributor to the Young Lawyers section. She helped raise the profile of the YLS within the Connecticut bar and on a national level by serving as the Connecticut and Rhode Island District Representative for the Young Lawyers Division of the American Bar Association. In addition to her advocacy for the YLS, Joanna has recognized the importance of using her time and skills to give back to our community. She's helped organize various initiatives such as Habitat for Humanity builds and food and clothing drives that engage both the YLS and the CBA as a whole. As reflected in her years of service and her many accomplishments, Joanna is very deserving of this award. Please join me in congratulating her.
Many of you may not know that Joanna had a first successful career as a global management consultant. And since becoming a lawyer, she is a community activist and a role model to young lawyers. And she truly is one of the up and coming stars of the CBA, and we look forward to working with her and her leadership into the future. Congratulations, Joanna.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Amanda, Dave, and Kelly for your kind words. I'm incredibly honored to be here tonight, and I am very grateful to be the co-recipient of this award with my husband, Austin, who you have already met. To be considered for the Vanguard Award is a great honor, so thank you, Connecticut Bar Association. I joined the Young Lawyers section when I moved back to Connecticut to embark on my legal career in 2013, and I never looked back. The YLS initially provided me with a place to meet other young attorneys, to network, organize CLEs, and have a little fun. The focus on diversity and education of young lawyers and newly admitted practitioners is always paramount to YLS leaders, and I wanted to play a greater role in the very vibrant organization that I found. Ultimately, the YLS opens doors for young lawyers to give back to our community through public service projects, professional programming, pro bono services, and welcoming new attorneys to Connecticut. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the past Young Lawyers Section chairs whose support is the reason that I'm up here today. Amanda Shriver, David McGrath, Aidan Welsh, Matt Netchie, Chris Nelson, and John Shapiro. Of course, a big thank you to my colleagues at Green & Sklar's, a firm which truly believes in the value of playing an active role in professional organizations and giving back to the community. Of course, a great thank you to my family, my parents, my sister, and our baby Augustus, and my husband sitting here beside me. Little could I have known in 2013 that I would meet my now husband, which is an additional perk of being part of such a great organization. Throughout the years, I have met countless attorneys in the Young Lawyers section who are truly inspirational. They seek to challenge how we provide legal services to the community and how we approach the practice of law. I am incredibly proud to have been a part of the Young Lawyers section, and I can't wait to see the new lawyers emerging from this group. Thank you again for this honor.
Congratulations to Joanna and Austin. The final awards we will present tonight are the Honorable Anthony V. Demeo Pro Bono Awards.
My name is Adam Cohen of Pullman and Comley. I am the chair of the CBA Pro Bono Committee's Awards Subcommittee. The CBA Pro Bono Award is given out annually to attorneys and/or paralegals who are registered members of the CBA and who have demonstrated extraordinary commitment to the provision of legal services to the poor in Connecticut. They've done this by handling matters of significant quantity, complexity, or duration, by being willing to accept matters which were unusual or unpopular or time-intensive. They've gone above and beyond the call of duty for their clients. They've achieved outcomes which have made significant differences in the lives of their clients or beyond the individual matter. They have faithfully participated in projects, clinics, or other programming for the legal needs of the poor. They have fostered pro bono work in others through encouragement, advocacy, or example, or they have otherwise demonstrated extraordinary commitment, dedication, accomplishment, and sacrifice. To all of you winners, thank you for your service, and congratulations.
The first recipient of this year's Honorable Anthony V. Demeo Pro Bono Award is Gail C. Carr.
To those of us at Cohen and Thomas, it is no surprise that Attorney Gail Carr is the recipient of the Honorable Anthony V. Demeo Pro Bono Award. Judge Demeo was a close friend of David B. Cohen, the founder of our firm. David was a strong proponent that we in the legal profession owed a duty to our community as well as our clients. Gail's pro bono work is just one of the many ways she serves her community. Gail has a strong sense of fairness and justice that motivates her pro bono service to clients that cannot afford legal services commensurate with the issues they are facing. The satisfaction of pro bono service to those in need is the fee for service and the real award. We congratulate Gail and ask that all in our legal profession follow her example.
So about 5 years ago, or a little bit more, I needed some services. I went through the Aurora Center with the Veterans Department, and I needed a pro bono attorney for a difficult divorce I was going through, and attorney Gail Carr was there to help. And she did a great job helping me achieve the goals that I needed with partial custody of my son and all of that, and getting through the divorce. She was very thorough and very amazing. Always got back to me, was in great communication. Worked very well for me, and very happy with how things turned out. And if I ever needed her again in the future, I would definitely go her way. This award is definitely something I feel she deserves. I know I'm not the only pro bono case she's worked, and it's nice to know that someone is out to do the job for more than just money and be there for veterans and others as well. She was absolutely amazing with everything she did.
Congratulations, Gail.
Thank you so much. I hadn't seen those videos before, or my client. I want to thank the Bar Association for this unexpected award. And John Bosey, I assume it's Statewide Legal Services, who was keeping track of the work I did when I wasn't doing so. And I want to offer my thanks to Dominic Thomas, who spoke earlier. Dominic hired me almost 30 years ago to come work at Cohen and Thomas, and he modeled, and Jamie Cohen, who was there at the time, modeled for me the importance of giving from ourselves to our clients and doing public service. And Dominic further supported me in the ability to do the work that I felt was important to be done. I have always believed passionately that if you're educated, you have a duty to take what you have learned and share that and educate others. And if you have skills, that you have an obligation to use those skills to help others who don't have it. A concept of tikkun olam, a Jewish concept of social justice, and using that to heal the world. And through that work, I try on a daily basis to make it better one by one client at a time. And Dominic has supported my ability to do that for many decades now. I'd also like to thank my husband, Avery Jenkins, and my children, my daughter, Shana Jenkins, who's watching from London, my daughter, Miriam Jenkins, who's watching from the other side of Litchfield. We're fortunate to have two Litchfield award winners tonight, because they supported me however I needed to be supported when I was here and taking over the dining room table to provide the services for my clients when the trial's coming up. And so I appreciate all that. The beauty of doing the work we do is you don't need money to give. If you have education, if you have a skill, if you're a lawyer and you're articulate, you can give of your time and of yourself. You can support your clients emotionally, you can advocate their causes, and you can move society forward in so doing. And that is the tack that I've taken for the past 30 years, whether in my work as an attorney, whether in my volunteer work within the town of Litchfield. And I hold out and hope that all young lawyers, and I appreciate the two tonight who've received awards, that you too find the way to do pro bono service, to give of your time and of yourselves to your client, because those who are poor are every bit as entitled to and in need of and worthy of receiving our services as those who have the pockets with which to pay us. So, and to my fellow recipients tonight, congratulations to all of you on your hard work and your service to the profession. Thank you.
Thank you for your service and example, Gail. The next recipient of the Demeo Award is Attorney Mark A. Healey.
So I've known Mark Healey for over 30 years, and I'm honored to be among those that he would be called a friend. In my experience with him, he's the type of person that would never say no. To those in need, especially both professionally and in the community, his phrase to me is, "What can I do to help?" And I think that Judge Demeo would feel comfortable knowing that Mark received this award in his name. And this is true in a couple different ways for myself personally. I know Mark has given to many clients. He's told me about them, and also those that I've referred to him. Those that can't pay, those that are truly in need. But in a greater community, both he and his wife Celia have given to many different community organizations, the West Haven Community House, the Food Bank, Big Brothers Big Sisters, and others in the community. And that's why I think both Mark and Celia are great people. So congratulations, Mark Healey.
Attorney Mark Healey is the type of pro bono attorney we can consistently depend on to represent our disabled veterans facing immediate homelessness in New Haven housing session. He has eagerly partnered with CVLC for more than 5 years, going beyond the call of duty to embrace CVLC's nationally recognized medical legal partnership with the Veterans Administration. Embracing our medical legal partnership, Attorney Healey always works with each client's doctors and social workers to coordinate arrearage payments and to make sure our veterans are engaging in their mental health management. This results in positive outcomes in the courtroom and makes a lasting difference in each disabled veteran's life. Over the last few years, we've learned a lot about how social stressors affect people's mental and even physical well-being. When those social stressors are legal, sometimes the best medicine is a good lawyer. Mark Healey is just the type of lawyer clients need in these difficult situations. Mark's dedication to his work and deep compassion offers lasting hope to our disabled veterans during a very dark time in their lives. Congratulations to Attorney Healey on a job well done. On behalf of our veterans and the staff at CVLC, we appreciate you and your pro bono support. We couldn't carry out our mission to serve those who have served our country without deeply committed volunteer attorneys just like you.
Congratulations, Mark. Attorney Healey is unable to join us this evening, but we thank him for all of his pro bono service.
Congratulations to Gail and to Mark. Our next recipient of the Honorable Anthony V. Demeo Pro Bono Award is Christy D. Kelly.
Hi, I'm Olivia Kelly, and my mother is Christy Kelly. I believe that my mother is very deserving of the Anthony V. Demeo Award for her pro bono service to veterans. She has served servicemen and their families for many years and has inspired me to serve others in many ways. I remember when our Army family was stationed in Washington and Alaska, my mom volunteered in the Family Readiness Group, which was in charge of putting together events for deployed service members' families. We visited service families in need and delivered food and other supplies personally. We also, every Saturday morning in DuPont, Washington, ran in the Wear Blue Run to Remember to honor fallen soldiers. My mother sets a great example of kindness to all people, helping those in need, and teamwork. This has made me become a better person, team member, and friend. This is why I believe that my mother is very deserving of this prestigious award.
Good evening. Tonight you will hear about the many professional accomplishments of Christy Kelly.
but no conversation about Christie is complete without talking about her and her family. Personally, Christie is energetic, hardworking, and a natural leader. Her children, who are her life, are amazing. The oldest, Olivia, is competitive, and she's probably sitting there right now saying she did a better job than Mr. Blanchard. Olivia, you're right. Thomas is an amazing, young, aspiring thespian. And last, and certainly not least, Lauren, who best can be described, that's just Lauren. Christie, congratulations on this fantastic honor. The best is yet to come.
Congratulations, Christie.
Thank you so much. I am completely overwhelmed with honor to receive this award, and thank you to Mike and Olivia. You know, I'm really proud to say that I knew Judge Demeo, and he was amazing. I met him when I was in law school, and he was truly a mentor. He was genuinely interested in young lawyers. He was fascinated with our goals and our plans, and he truly was an inspiration. I fondly remember having lunch with Judge Demeo, and when I got this award, I told everybody in my office about this story, how he used to take us to the graduate club at Yale and invite his wife, and the conversations with the two of them were just so remarkable. Life took us in many directions across the United States as a military family. And Judge Demeo, he actually kept in touch over the years, sending quick notes and Christmas cards right up until he passed away. And when I opened the letter that said in the Ray line, the Honorable Anthony V. Demeo, the first thing I said was, "Oh, Judge Demeo," not even realizing that it was an award for me, but that I thought it had something to do with him, and it made my heart beat. And though for those of you who did know him, I know you would agree that he was truly one of a kind, and to receive an award in his name is just so very special. So I thank the Connecticut Bar Association for selecting me. I also want to thank the Connecticut Veterans Legal Clinic for nominating me. I mean, how dang lucky am I that this is my job? Lawyering and advocating and standing with people as we maneuver through their life's tough situations when we do it together. And that's my job. And I get to do that every day. I'm grateful that I have the ability and the opportunity to do this type of work day in and day out. And the cases that I work on with the Connecticut Veterans Legal Clinic are hands down the absolute greatest. The results we achieve are tremendous. The impact alone is beyond words. And so I thank the Connecticut Veterans Legal Clinic for nominating me for this very special award. It feels almost surreal to be recognized for something that I love so much. To my partners and assistants at Sussman Shapiro, this award is as much yours as it is mine. This work doesn't get done. I'm not able to do this pro bono work without the constant encouragement and support from all of you at Sussman Shapiro. And Mike Blanchard, probably the most serious talk I think you've ever had. Thank you so much for your kind words and for the time you took to participate in making that video and the time you take every day in shaping my practice at Sussman. I thank you for that. I would like to thank my parents who are watching, and my sister and my brother for always leading by example, teaching me the value of love and humility and integrity and hard work. It's because of you that I am who I am and that I do what I do, and I love you all. It's true, my kids are my life. And I would like to thank my daughter Olivia for her kind words in the video that we just saw. I hadn't seen it before tonight, so that was really amazing. She's competitive, but in my words, she's courageous and she is articulate. And goodness, at 13, watching her grow, I certainly know that I'm doing absolutely something right. To my son, Thomas, and my daughter, Lauren, who has already taken off, I want to thank both of you for being patient with me when I am working. Over the last few months, those words, mom's working, are certainly something that you've had to be very patient with me as we all tried to work from home. And I want to thank all of you, all three of you, for the many acts of kindness that you yourself do every single day. You guys are the greatness that we all need, and I love you. And so thank you so, so much. I'm very, very honored.
Thank you, Christy. Our fourth and final Demeo Pro Bono Award recipient this evening is Susan M. Williams.
As your first boss, it is gratifying to watch you grow into an outstanding lawyer. You were hired to be a litigator, but it didn't take long for you to understand that the higher calling was to help people in times of crisis. Over the years, I have had an opportunity to watch your interaction with your clients and your colleagues. Your oriented approach to resolve problems with compassion, coupled with the desire to fight for your clients' rights, has permitted your clients to keep their homes and start over again without their crushing debt. You've become an outstanding lawyer, and as I have told many people, if I ever need a lawyer, you would be my first choice.
Attorney Charles Magliari wasn't able to join us this evening, but he asked that we read his personal reflections about his esteemed colleague and friend, Susan M. Williams. Charles writes, Susan and I have been close friends and colleagues for decades. From those early days of observing Susan hone her skills in the practice of consumer bankruptcy law, it was abundantly clear to me that she was a force to be reckoned with and that she was committed to becoming a dedicated and zealous advocate for all of her clients, helping anyone who needs her help without regard to one's ability to pay. Susan's pro bono clients are all so well served by having her law firm take on their cases. Susan has provided legal services to those in need without expectation of receiving something in exchange. As an attorney who extends professional generosity to those in need, she is well deserving of this prestigious award and the respect, recognition, and support of her peers, which also comes from this honor. Simply put, my friend Susan has a heart of gold and is one of the most compassionate and empathetic legal professionals that I've had the pleasure and privilege of knowing so well and for so long. Susan's commitment to helping all of those in need of her services is beyond measure. She justly deserves all the accolades, honors, and privileges that this professional award may confer upon her. Susan has made the CBA proud. I, too, am very proud of my esteemed colleague, Susan. Congratulations, my dear friend. You should be proud of yourself. Job well done. Warm regards, Charles Magliari. Congratulations, Susan.
Hello. Here's my award. We can't hear you. Can you hear me? Thank you so much, everyone. I would like to thank Joel and Charlie for taking the time to say some words for me. That was very kind. It's appropriate that Joel has spoken as he gave me my first opportunity in the law, and he introduced me to the bankruptcy practice, assisting debtors, helping me find my niche, and I'm forever grateful to you, Joel, for that. Also, I'm thankful to continue to have Joel and Charlie as my esteemed colleagues in the bankruptcy arena and even better friends. I would like to recognize my colleague and good friend, Attorney Bonnie Mangan. She worked with me last year to utilize grant funds that we had received from the American College of Bankruptcy, and we utilized those funds to educate young attorneys in the area of bankruptcy law and also to encourage pro bono work. I would, of course, like to recognize my paralegals who, without them, I could not get any of this work done. Tammy, who's been with me forever, and Natalie. And I do feel fortunate to have been able to find this area of law that I find extremely gratifying. And to this day, 30 days later, believe it or not, I still continue to enjoy. Being recognized for my work, I consider it to be my everyday job, is extremely unexpected but greatly appreciated. So I would like to thank the CBA for this recognition. I greatly appreciate the award. And I would like to recognize my husband and my kids who are here with me tonight, as well as my mom. I wish we were all together at the AquaTurf, but thank you for the CBA for making this happen. So thank you, everyone, and have a great night.
Congratulations to all of the Honorable Anthony V. Demeo Pro Bono Award recipients. We hope that you have been inspired to take on a pro bono case, hearing their stories. Learn how you can help by visiting the ctbar.org/pro bono. Visit the website later on the summer, and you can register to be part of our virtual pro bono clinic planned for October. On behalf of all the CBA officers, we congratulate all of our winners this evening. And we thank you again to our sponsors for their support, and thanks to the staff of the CBA for working so hard to move this event to a virtual platform, and working with all of the individuals who provided the video tributes and also the written comments. We appreciate all of the work that have gone into this evening and having this be such an inspiring event. The YouTube link of the pre-recorded videos has been posted in the chat below, and the chat function you can find at the bottom of the screen. We look forward to seeing at the virtual Connecticut Legal Conference that will be held from September 14th to the 16th. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this year's conference will be held virtually and will feature over 40 top-rated practical programs, sponsors and exhibitors, and compelling plenary speakers. Registration opens tomorrow. For more information, visit ctlegalconference.com. We'll post that in the chat as well. Thank you again for joining us this evening. Stay safe and be well.